If you already bought the Type 75 multiple launch rocket system, there's a pretty good chance that your first battles looked like this. You fired all your rockets, barely damaged anyone, got spotted, and immediately exploded. So, naturally, many players think this vehicle is terrible, but after playing dozens of battles with this new vehicle, I've realized something. The Type 75 multiple launch rocket system isn't weak. Most players simply don't understand what this vehicle is designed to do. So, in this video, I'll show you exactly how to play, its strengths, its weaknesses, and the mistakes that stop most people from getting high-scale gameplays. First, let's understand what we are actually driving. The Type 75 isn't a tank, it isn't a tank destroyer, and it definitely isn't a frontline brawler. It is an artillery rocket system mounted on a lightly armored chassis. You carry 30 rockets that can be fired incredibly quickly, giving you one of the highest damage outputs in War Thunder Mobile. But that firepower comes at a cost. So let's talk about the vehicle itself. You have 30 130mm rockets, very high explosive damage, rapid fire launcher, high burst potential, there's a long reload time after firing the launcher, and the biggest mistake people make with this vehicle is treating these rockets like missiles. They are not missiles, they are unguided rockets. You need to predict movement and aim carefully. We talk about the mobility of the vehicle, not the weapon but the vehicle itself. It is actually pretty good. You can relocate quickly, change firing positions, and disappear before enemies react. That's one of the biggest strengths of this vehicle. What about the survivability? Well, here comes the bad news. Your armor is basically non-existent. Heavy machine guns, autocannons, even artillery fragments can destroy you. If someone sees you first, you're probably already dead. Now, you might be asking to yourself, if we have so many problems with this vehicle, then why should I use it? You should use it because it has several huge advantages. You have a massive burst damage, extremely fun gameplay, it is something different compared to every single vehicle that you already tried in this game. Can wipe out multiple enemies in seconds. If they are together, if they don't see you, trust me, you can get at least 3 or 4 eliminations in a row without any problem. That's why it is an excellent ambush vehicle. You have a good mobility and great for punishing grouped enemies. Those are all the good things about this vehicle, but the cons, and I'm not saying this to tell you that you shouldn't play it, I'm saying this to make you aware that you need to be careful, is the fact that you have no armor, the rockets require practice, you have a long reload time after using all the rockets, poor sustained damage after firing, terrible in close quarters. If there's an enemy close to you, it's gonna be really hard to destroy him. I mean, if he's like literally in front of you, it's gonna be hard. And easily destroyed if you stay exposed. Now, here's the biggest mistake that almost everyone makes. They see the first enemy and immediately they fire all 30 rockets. Basically, you miss half of them and the other ones could hit, but not a weak part of the vehicle. And now you're there stuck reloading for what feels like an eternity. Meanwhile, every enemy on the map now knows exactly where they are. That's how you throw away the biggest advantage this vehicle has. So what's the secret to high-scale games with this vehicle? I need you to think about this vehicle like an ambush predator. Not artillery, not a heavy tank, an ambush vehicle. Wait, watch the minimap, let enemies commit, and then strike. The best players rarely fire from obvious positions. They stay behind cover, pick, launch rockets, reverse, relocate, and repeat. Positioning is everything. Never be the first vehicle your enemies see. Instead, stay behind your teammates. That's the best strategy because you have no armor, and if the enemy see you first, you are dead. Use heals, use buildings, use rocks, anything that lets you hide your hold. If you have to cross an open field, you're already making a mistake. You don't always have to fire every rocket. Sometimes 5 or 6 well-placed rockets are enough to destroy an enemy. If the target is already burning, stop shooting. Save your rockets for the next opponent. The longer you can delay that full reload, the more pressure that you can keep on the enemy team. Another important thing that you should keep in mind is the target priority. Priority number 1, light vehicles, of course. Don't go for a mouse because you are not going to destroy him. Even if you try to use the 30 rockets at the same time, there's a high chance you are not gonna do it. Second priority, enemies that are distracted. Keep in mind that the precision with these rockets is not the best. So, if you select an enemy that is distracted, nothing bad is going to happen to you if you miss the first or the second shot with the rockets. The third priority, groups of enemies. This is when this vehicle becomes terrifying. The splash damage or area damage can destroy or cause damage to multiple vehicles at once. Another important tip, relocation wins battles. Here's probably the most important advice of this video. Never stay in the same place after firing. The rocket smoke gives away your position immediately. Good players will start aiming at your location the moment they see those rockets. Fire, move, and reload somewhere else, then attack again. Another tip that I can give you may sound simple, but is important, as you should have it with any other vehicle of this game. This vehicle rewards patience. If you rush, you'll die. If you panic, you'll miss. If you stay hidden, wait for the right opportunity, and attack at the perfect moment. So let me remind you the common mistakes. Remember to play behind your teammates, sitting still after firing, dumping all rockets at one tank, firing in open fields, trying to duel MBTs, and ignoring cover. My final verdict: remember that this is not an overpowered vehicle. It is not a beginner-friendly vehicle either. It's not like any other game in which you purchase a vehicle and you will have an advantage. No, here skill matters a lot. But if you understand positioning, control your rocket usage, choose your targets carefully, and constantly relocate, you'll start getting the kind of battles that you're watching in the background right now. Because this vehicle isn't about armor, it isn't about survivability, it is about striking first, disappearing and making each rocket count. If you master that playstyle, the Type 75 multiple launch rocket system transforms from one of the most frustrating vehicles of this game into one of the most satisfying ones. So, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel for more gameplays, tutorials and news about War Thunder Mobile. See you in the next one.